Remind our viewers, how exactly does Rio Nuevo work? Because it's been in place for since 1999, right?
You're right. It was Prop 400 in 1999. It was created. City of Tucson filed it with the state of Arizona. It's a TIF district, which is tax increment financing. Basically, as you look at our district, which is downtown, you can go down Broadway, pick up Elcon, pick up Park Place Mall. That's our district for the most part. And we basically keep, in simple math, about half the state sales tax generated in that area. That's our income. That's why we've had to figure out public-private partnerships where you'll have a private entity, private developer putting up the risk, putting up the majority of the money. And we usually come in last with our dollars, or we figure out how to do a sales tax rebate that might help them. Or we do what's called a GPLET, which where we forgive the property tax on the properties. We've had to make our way. And the good news, I guess, when something bad happens, you usually have to figure your way out of it when your back's against the wall. We figured out how to effectively make deals happen downtown and really help downtown and our Broadway corridor progress forward and for economic development to happen with the little cash flow that we have and the tools at our disposal.
There are some very visible properties like Caterpillar or the Annex, and of course, the TCC is something that you are particularly proud of. Why were those point or targeted points that you said they need attention?
Yeah, the TCC is actually the main reason Rio Nuevo was even created. It's our primary component. So the TCC, we are proudly in the midst of a $65 million upgrade to the TCC campus. If you visit there today, you'll see a brand new DoubleTree Hotel right off of Cushing. You'll see a brand new parking structure. We've remodeled the arena. We're in the midst of just finishing up the music hall, which as Tucsonans, we deserve a nice music hall. It was just really run down and dated. From new bathrooms, new seats, new sound system. The Leo Rich Theater is under construction right now. We're doing some upgrades there. The campus, you'll see flowing grass now. Speaking of flowing, the water's flowing in the fountains that have been dry for years. The Annex, which is the west side, believe it or not, if you really analyze the deals and the dollars that we've invested in our district, most of them have been, believe it or not, on the west side of the freeway. And you've got the Gadsden Group there that really own a lot of land and have brought numerous deals to us, and it's all been great. So, and if you look at Caterpillar, Caterpillar is right next door to them. And that's one thing I wish our community did more of, which is simply say yes to opportunities. Because I think some people, as you're living in Tucson, you don't realize that we as a collective community are actually competing against other communities, whether it's San Diego, whether it's Austin, whether it's Albuquerque next door. We're competing against them if we continue to say no to opportunities for companies, et cetera, to move here. They just simply move somewhere else. And as you and I both know, the key to a strong economy is better paying jobs. And so we want to continue to attract them here. And I think we're doing a great job doing that with Rio Nuevo.
Over the years, there have been some businesses in the downtown area that don't quite fall into the district, and they have felt left out of the process. I know this is not news to you. How have you reconciled those conversations to ensure that everyone feels like they're getting a fair shake?
It's a tough conversation. I received a phone call a couple of years ago from a community leader saying, great job on downtown, but why the heck aren't you helping us on the east side? Like, what's happening on the south side? What's happening in the northwest side? Why aren't you helping us? And I said, sir, and I didn't know him very well. I thank you so much for the phone call, and I appreciate that. But we can only invest these dollars within our district, period. So luckily, if I think if a business is down fourth or down sixth or either side, north or south, and they're near our district, I think they're going to see an uptick, and they're going to feel the peripheral economic development still playing into their area.
Where do you think Tucson would be without Rio Nuevo?
We've had this discussion. I think a while back, I was driving through downtown, and there were numerous cranes, building properties that we were. And the downtown wouldn't look like what it looks like today. You wouldn't see the development you see today. And there's no dig on the city of Tucson. It's just simply we are actively looking for deals, and we say yes, and then we try to get out of the way so they can build it. And I think the more that we dream and the more that we think big about what we can do in the downtown area or down Broadway, it's amazing when you bring the right people to the table. They want to invest in Tucson. Tucson's an amazing, beautiful community with the weather. And if you see the different rankings that we have, the Congress is listed as one of the hippest streets in the United States. We're listed as one of the best music cities. We're obviously the city of gastronomy, and people want to invest in that. But if people here aren't saying yes and again helping people to deals or incentivizing deals or or just simply being positive about a deal, then they just don't happen here. They'll go somewhere else.
All right, Edmund Marcus from the Rio Nuevo district. Thank you.
Thank you very much.